Hi everyone, you're watching Frame and Lenses. This is your host Akshita. Today we're honored to have Ambassador Anil Trigunayat with us.
Thank you.
So first and foremost, you have served India across continents from West Asia, Africa to Russia, Europe and US. Which posting or diplomatic experience shaped your worldview the most and why?
Well, I think that if I'm going to say that, it's not really the cliche, but I have been one of the very fortunate people who have been at the right place at the right time. I started my career in Africa, and within a very short time, I was in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire, which is the west coast of Africa. I became charge d'affaires as a junior officer in charge of the embassy. So I had a great exposure by being there in that. Second, I went to Mongolia. Mongolia is another country which was going through a transition from communism to democracy. So while you are a part of the history, when you are witnessing it and trying to create relations, there in Bangladesh also we had a regime at the time which was extremely volatile and against India. So it was another kind of an experience that you have. And then I went to New York. And in New York, I was state commissioner. And at that time, India had just 2 years ago done the economic reforms. So it's the right time to be at the place of the biggest economy and trying to get attractive investments. And like that, all the countries, I can go on, but I've been very fortunate to be at the time for whatever reason. And of course, I've worked in very difficult circumstances also, like in Libya, where after Gaddafi, there was India's, I would say, perception was very negative. Because the Western countries tried to project as if we were with the Gaddafi, and so the revolutionaries were against us. So the basic job was how to bring that negative grassroots perception to the zero level, to the neutrality. That's something very important, and that's why I was fortunate in that sense.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So my next question is, you've worked extensively in the conflict zones and sensitive regions. What are the biggest challenges diplomats face while balancing national interest, human right, and peace building?
Well, it depends on the difficult situation, like I mentioned about just now about Libya, because if the people of the country, for whatever reason, are against you, then very little can be achieved, right? It's very important. But that is very rare. Because Indians are mostly liked everywhere. That's a good thing.
Great.
And we have a very big 35 million diaspora also, which play a very important role in becoming a bridge between India and those countries. Thirdly, India is perceived as a benign power, as a country which has civilizational heritage. So you carry the soft power with you whenever you're going there. So it's much more easier for us to operate. And ever since India has become a major, I would say, knowledge power as well as one of the largest economies in the world. Obviously, that makes the job of the diplomat much more easier with regard to acceptability, with regard to access and others. But I can tell you, in my Mongolia days, my ambassador used to be a Buddhist monk, Mr. Kushak Bakula. I mean, the Leh airport is named after him. And he had even taught the Dalai Lama.
Yes.
So I was his number 2 man as a deputy to him. So he was a political religious person, but he was respected like the living God in that country. So you can imagine the kind of access that you get. For example, the British and American ambassadors used to tell me that India has done a coup here because we could access anybody. People looked up to him. And so I could do more diplomacy under his banner, so to say.
Okay. Yes. So the next question I am very curious about. So how has the nature of diplomacy changed in the digital age, social media era, and fast-moving geopolitics?
So diplomacy in any case has been changing. And this is the nature of the world and the things. At one time, communication was not enough. So you took months to reach there by ship to the countries.
Yes.
Your letters will take days or weeks to arrive. Yes. Communication between the government and the embassies used to be very, very limited in that sense. It takes 15 days. I remember in the 90s, 80s and 90s, we all used to wait for the diplomatic pouch to come, which would come every 15 days or 10 days like that because of the communication that was there. And now with the new age of technology, it is in minutes. I mean, in fact, the job of a diplomat has become more difficult while we can use the tools. The thing is that if the CNN or the India Today or any other channel is projecting something there about your country, and your job is to analyze it, to send it in real time, it becomes, you're competing with the media.
And it spreads faster.
And so it is not always a good thing.
Yeah.
But the Delhi expects you because they have to also respond to that situation.
Yes.
Right. So that becomes very, very difficult. So in that sense, but knowledge, social media or digital tools are extremely important. You have to live with the times. You have to use them to your advantage. And then I think that most diplomats are doing now.
Nice. So, sir, in the current geopolitical scenario, what, according to you, should be India's diplomatic approach without sacrificing its strategic autonomy?
Well, I think that Dr. Jaishankar has very clearly recently clarified, I think he was in Munich or somewhere, that we are not compromising on our strategic autonomy. In the strategic autonomy, a certain element of hedging is also there, right? Because you have to look after your national interests.
Yes.
That's most important.
Yes.
Being selfish for your country is not a wrong thing.
Yes.
But India's selfishness does not translate into it retracting from the global welfare. Our basic policy remains the world is one family.
Yes.
Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So whatever we are doing for ourselves, we are also sharing with the world. Share and care is our approach.
Yeah.
So this is why our foreign policy, I think, is, and it does not depend on one person. My wish, it has to be worked upon with different countries. Then suddenly you have leaders like Trump or some authoritarian regimes. They can try to dictate it, leverage their economic might or their political might for some reason. Then you have to adjust your policies accordingly. So we are not compromising our strategic autonomy, at least in this government. What we are trying to do, diversify our risks. We are developing more partnerships. We are developing more closer relationship with different countries. We are trying to emerge as the voice of the global south, look after their interests, which we have always done.
Yes.
And now we are going to do even more.
Yes.
Because that's your constituency. At the same time, basic diplomacy means that you have to be good with everybody. Means you should have access. Like even President Trump, whatever he has done is we are talking. Now today he realizes it. That we have signed our agreement, free trade agreement with European Union, with Oman, with we are going to do with 10 other countries. The Canadian Prime Minister is coming today. He is going to work upon this free trade agreement. So all the countries near him or their major partners are today our close partners in free trade. Russia, all the countries we have good relations. So that is something that is that makes the others sit back and think that what's good about our policy. Whatever they may say, they don't like us being independent. But India, being a civilizational state and the robust economy with the robust political leadership, will be able to do well.
Okay, sir. Last question. You regularly interact with students and young professionals.
Yes, I love it.
What advice would you give to the students who aspire to enter diplomacy, international relations, or global policy?
Well, as you know, that diplomacy means the Indian Foreign Service.
Yes.
That's the one area to get into. So if you want to get into it, you need to qualify in the civil services exam and give your option. And I will urge through you, including to you, that if you choose to go into civil services, give a very serious consideration to foreign service. Why? Now, it provides you a very big landscape, global landscape. Secondly, you are representing your country. And when you speak, even as a junior officer, you will be treated as India. Right? That is not the case in other services here.
Yes.
Thirdly, while in the IAS, IPS and other services, you might be wielding power locally. There you wield influence.
Yes.
And that's the difference.
Yes.
Well paid, good job, gives you good exposure.
Definitely.
And you can do directly, whatever you do can be seen on the ground. It's not something that will come after 10 years, 15 years.
Yes.
And you are a facilitator for your national interest. What can be better than that?
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
That is it for today's episode of Lens and Frames. We'll come up with new, insightful conversations and prominent personalities. Thank you for watching.